Hello sewing mate, you are watching my YouTube channel Emabiz Global Fashion. Here I want to teach you on how to cut sewing shirts. The material we needed for it is this is my tape rule, this is my scissors, this is the brown paper, this is the French curve, and this is my roller. First thing you have to consider, you must first of all draw the length of the shirt. I will leave ½ inch, which I've sketched out. I will leave ½ inch. This is my ½ inch that I left. Then I will measure 25 at the length of the shirt. This is my 25 with the line I drew, and this is the sewing allowance, 1 inch. So this is then this front part I left 2.5. Remember that when you want to do shirt, the front part is having button down, so you have to include the button down and the lapping allowance. So I'm adding 1.5 for my button, sewing of the button, while that 1 inch is for the lapping allowance. So now what I need to, the chest I'm working with is 38, my shoulder is 15, and my back is 15. Center I'm working with is 25, which I added 1 inch down and ½ inch up. So now the neckline I'm working with is 2.5 by, this is 2.5 by 3. The depth of the neck is 3. So that's my neckline. So when you want to cut you fold it up like this. So if I'm cutting it, this is how it will be. So then from that neckline, you will now go down by 2 inch. You go down by, you slanting the shoulder by 2 inch. This is my 2 inch. So I will connect from the shoulder, that is the neckline point. This is it. So this is how it will look. Then you will now get your chest allowance. The chest I'm working with here, this is my chest line. The chest I'm working with is 38. You divide that 38 by 4, it will give you 9.5. You will now draw that 9.5 here, 9.5 here, this 9.5 plus sewing allowance, 1 inch. So I'll come down to the length of the length. That is the same chest line, which is 9.5 plus 1. So you draw the line up. Remember, I've not removed my shoulder. I will not remove shoulder until I cut the back pattern. So this is how it will look. So this is how the front part will look. I will now cut out the pattern. Remember, I told you that you have to fold it like this when you want to cut. So this is our front pattern for shirt. This is our front pattern for shirt. Now I will cut the back. I will place the front on the back. Then there is something you need to understand when you are cutting men's shirts. When you are cutting men's shirts, remember that it will have a yoke at the back. So you have to fold in the front like this. So where the slanting of the shoulder stop, that is where the back will stop. You can see. And remember that this lapping allowance will not be there. So this is how you will cut it. You can see the folding of the back of the shoulder. The front will be longer than this because it's having yoke at the back. We have to cut our yoke. I just made like 6 6 inches. So I'll cut out this one. This is the yoke. So you will place it like this for the back. You place it like this for the back. So then you will now measure, this is our yoke. You will now measure 3.5 up, 3.5 up, 3.5 up to the shoulder slanted. So then you chalk the neckline, which is 2.5. Then from that 2.5, like this one, you come down like this. Then you chalk that 3.5 that you have. Remember, we have not cut our shoulder out. So this is how it will form. This is how it will form. So from here now, you will now chalk your shoulder. You chalk your shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 15. 15 and divided to 2, it will give you 7.5. Then you had your sewing allowance, which is half. So it's making it to be 8. You chalk that, this our shoulder. Then you come down. You come down by 7 or 7.5. I'm using 7.5. Then you draw and connect to this our shoulder. So this is how our shirt will look like. Then you just shape it very small. Men's shirt doesn't have much shape. Just shape it small. Just shape. So this is our yoke. This yoke, you have to cut it. You cut double of it. You will now use it to turn the back. So after that, you now join it at the shoulder like this. So this is how the pattern of the shirt will look like. So this is how, this is the back pattern. That is the back pattern for shirt. And this is the front pattern. Remember that this yoke is very important. If you want your shirt to be in red mid form, make it to have yoke. Many cut it in form of senator, that they will place it at the back of the after cutting the full length of the something. But no, when you want it to look like red mid, you have to have the yoke. So this is the yoke, this is the back, and this is the front. So now to cut our sleeve. This short sleeve, you have to, I'm using 10 as the length, that is the depth of the sleeve. I'm using 10 and I'm adding 2 inches to it, making 12. With the sewing of the joining to this, to the body, and also the bending. So I'm using 12 altogether. This is my 12. Then the wideness, that is, it will be 10. That's the normal men's shirt, 10. For those who are fat, had more than that. this is how it will look like. Now to get our shape for the sleeve, you come down by 3 inches or more than that, depend on what you want. But normal sleeve, shirt sleeve, you come down by 3. Then you will now draw this line. So this is 5. You get the middle of this. So it will be like this. So you divide it to 4. So you go up from here. You use your French cuff. You go down by 0.5 here. You go up by 3/4 here. So this is how it will look after you have drawn it. You connect to the middle of this like this. Then I go up by 0.75 here. So this is how the sleeve will look like. Then you come down to the bending down part. The down part depends on the choice of individual. Like this one now, I'm using 7 or 7.5, sorry. So from that 7.5, you connect like this. So it will bring our shape. So this is how the sleeve will look like. Remember, I used 12 here. That is from here to this place. Why this whiteness here? I used 10. So this is our sleeve. Now the collar for the shirt. You measure 3 inches for the upper one. You measure 3 inches. Okay, this is exactly my neckline. Then after you have cut this one, you cut another 2 inches. You cut another 2 inches. You connect it together. So this is all what we needed for the collar. So this is what we need for our collar. So like this one now, you fold it to 2 like this. This 16, I folded it to 2. You remove 1/2 inch here. That is, you go in to cuff the. This is my 1/2 inch. You see my 1/2 inch. You remove it like this. Then you come down here and remove 1/2 inch also. So this is how the shape will look like. So you can now cuff it, So this is how this one will look like. So you can cuff it like this. This is the down part. Then the other one, you do you fold this second one also to 2. This is 16. You fold it to 2. It will give you. You will also remove 1/2 inch. You remove 1/2 inch here. You remove 1/2 inch from here. You remove ½ inch also from here. You remove ½ inch like this. Then you remove ½ inch also here. Then you go in by 1 inch. You go in by 1 inch. So you do it like this. So this is how your shirt collar will do. So you need to master this one. So when you are placing it on your fabric, you have to add sewing allowance to this one, ½ inch, round it like this, not the down, just this side. You have to add ½ inch to it. This collar is very, very important. You need to know how to form it. You have to add allowance here when you want to join it. So this is how the front part will look like. Our shirt, this is the front part. This is how it will look like. And at times you can design it to have cuff. You can design it. Let me cut out the excess here. It depends on your choice. You can form a cuff like this for the down. It depends on the choice of individual. Then this is the back. Remember I told you that the back will be longer with yoke. So this is the yoke for the back. This is how it will look. The yoke for the back that will fall back to the front when you are joining it. And this is our collar. It's only this collar that you will add ½ inch to when you are joining it. This is our sleeve, and this is the yoke. I will show you the details in my sewing, how to join them together and